Hey guys, it's Brittany and I am so freaking ready for this video. So let's get into it. This video is all about the real life Men in Black. So if you have seen my video where I had an experience that I've never told before, and the first time I ever brought it up to anybody was on my YouTube channel. And this happened to me when I was 8 years old. So definitely check out that video before you watch this one, because if you're watching this one, you'll be like, girl, what in the heck? Like, you won't even know what I'm talking about. So in that video, I told you guys a really disturbing story about when I was 8 years old and I was in the woods with my friends, my childhood friends, and we were in the woods all day, every day. We were in there in the summer from like 7 a.m. till sunset, just having a good time, playing manhunt, building forts, and just having a fun time. It's what our lives were back then, you know? There was no social media, no nothing, and we just hung out, lived in the present. It was a good time. And 2 days in a row, 2 or 3 days, I believe it was 2 days in a row, these men in black suits and glasses and briefcases came out of nowhere, and they started talking to my friends and I, and it's just a very weird memory. They were chasing an imaginary beaver, and they were moving at a very abnormal speed as they were chasing. So it's very blurry, the memory, but I know for a fact that it happened. I remember what I was wearing the first day, which was a navy blue Tommy Hilfiger dress. And speaking of navy blue, these two men were not in black suits. They were in navy blue suits. So first of all, I just want to say that I am a huge Men in Black fan of the movies. Love those movies, obsessed. This is where I get into one of my theories. So I was obsessed with the Men in Black. When the first Men in Black movie came out in 1997, it came out in 1997. This incident happened to me in 1998. So I started thinking, okay, first of all, and this is what a lot of you guys agree with as well. Well, not this part about the MIB. I mean, maybe some of you said it, but I didn't see it. But what I saw a lot of you guys say, and what I also believe this could be, is they were kidnappers, but they never kidnapped us, but maybe they were getting ready to. Creepers, I mean, of course, you don't just go up to a group of young kids under 10 years old and start talking to them and saying that, trying to convince us that like they knew Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, you know what I mean? It's like they were trying to make it out like they had connections to that, and to get kids all like, oh, you know what I mean? They could have been traffickers, which I saw a lot of in the comments. And I didn't want to say that in my first video, but I definitely can see, yes, that is a strong possibility. Now, of course, they could have been the real life Men in Black, which is what a lot of you guys think. They could have been something supernatural, paranormal, which a lot of you guys believe that to be. I think because of the abnormal speed of them running after this imaginary beaver. And they also took a picture of me, but I don't really think it's paranormal or supernatural. I just don't. I mean, maybe it is, who knows? Because the real life Men in Black, which we will get into shortly after this, there's been sightings of them, and some of the sightings include them not being human. And finally, my last theory, which makes sense with the movie release, because the movie came out in 1997. My last theory is these were just cosplayers. People just dressed up as the MIB, pretending. You know, the real life Men in Black are described as wearing black suits, being extremely cold and expressionless. And they only talk to two kinds of people: those who have actually seen a UFO, have encountered something with an alien or a UFO, or those who research UFOs. So I was like, okay, hold on. And that's when I started thinking, okay, MIB came out in 1997. This happened in 1998, so were they just cosplayers dressing up? I don't know. It's a huge possibility. It makes sense with the timeline. And at the time, I was very obsessed with MIB. Like I said, like I wanted to be Will Smith. I thought I was Will Smith. I was constantly blaring that song as a kid and walking around and pretending to zap people and like taking their memory away. Like that's who I was. And that is during the time that this happened. So no, it was not imaginary, because maybe people will be like, girl, was it all in your head? No. I remember this so vividly. Also, when I posted my last video, Jonathan, my younger brother, he saw it on Twitter, and because he follows me obviously, and then he said to me, he was like, what happened to you when you were 8 years old? Because he didn't watch it. And I was like, do you remember when we were in the woods with all of our friends and we saw these two men in suits? The first thing he said to me was, it happened in the summer, right? And I was like, yes. I was like, do you remember? And he was like, I think so. He's like, it was so blurry. And I'm like, exactly. It was so blurry because we're gonna get into the song. This is where my research starts, but then we're gonna get into the real life encounters. But I feel like a crazy person because I've just been listening to the song over and over again and just looking at MIB stuff from the movie and then comparing it to real life encounters. So the song lyrics go, here come the men. They won't let you remember. So they don't want you to remember certain things. They don't want you to remember about your experiences with aliens, UFOs, or whatever, or your research or anything. They want to take away your memory. So that's why they zap you with them, so you forget. Now, I wasn't zapped, but what's really weird is when I was telling you guys in my last video, like I keep saying, watch that video so you know what I'm talking about in this video. As I was explaining to you guys my experience, my light went out. Oh my God, I was dying over the comments about that. My light actually died though, but the timing of it was very weird and was very funny as well. But it died as I'm talking about my Men in Black experience, or men in navy blue suits experience. People are like, oh my God, girl, they're trying to black you out because the whole goal with the real life MIB, oh my God, I almost said something else, MIB. The goal with the real life Men in Black is they don't want you to talk about UFOs or anything. They want to shut you up. They are trying to like, no. They don't even want you to remember your experience, so they won't let you remember. Then the lyrics go when Will Smith says, the good guys dressed in black, remember that, just in case we ever... I don't mean to rap, I can't rap, but I can't say the song without saying it, you know? So the good guys dressed in black, remember that, just in case we ever just in case we ever are face to face and make contact. The title held by me and MIB. It's what you think you saw, you did not see. So what you think you saw, you did not see. But I remember seeing them. I remember them. Now it's very blurry. What you think you saw, you did not see. I saw them chasing a damn invisible, imaginary beaver. I saw them taking my picture. I'm still trying to get into my mind and trying to remember, were they just pretending to take my picture with an imaginary camera since they had an imaginary beaver and they know Santa Claus and all this? I don't remember. I know they were pretending or they actually did take a picture, but I'm not sure which one it was. I'm hoping it was imaginary. I don't know, guys. Like I'm trying to get into it. So the good guys dressed in black, remember that. These guys were not dressed in black, they were dressed in navy blue. Vivid memories turn to fantasies. So what I'm trying to say is, I remember this super clearly, but there's certain things that I know happened, but I'm like, okay, was it imaginary? Like, were they actually taking my picture, or was it an imaginary camera? And then this one right here. So don't fear us, cheer us. If you ever get near us, don't jeer us. We're the fearless MIBs, freezing up all the flack. What's that stand for? Men in Black. I feel like I'm so embarrassing right now. But they say, don't fear us, cheer us. If you ever get near us, don't jeer us. We're the fearless. Girl, these were navy blue suit men. And I think that they had to be feared. So, and like I said, the good guys dressed in black, remember that, just in case we ever are face to face and make contact. And I was face to face making contact. The title held by me, MIB. So what you think you saw, you did not see. Like, I feel like I'm going crazy. But if you've been with me for years on my channel, you know how I am. Like, I just don't even care anymore. I just live my life and do my thing. You got one life to live. Who gives a crap, but whatever. All right, check it. Let me tell you this in closing. I know we might seem imposing. Hell yeah. But trust me, if we ever show you in your section, if we ever show in your section, believe me, it's for your own protection. So, were they scanning the perimeters, the area, being like, these kids witnessed something? Now, I'm telling you straight up, I did not have an alien experience when I was a kid. I don't believe I did. I don't remember it. I wasn't looking at aliens. I wasn't thinking about aliens. Well, I guess I was thinking about aliens because I was thinking about MIB because I thought I was Will Smith. All right, so now this part of the video, we are now getting into the real life encounters with the real life men in black. So I could have been one of them, but like I said, they were navy blue suits. I'm trying to make that clear. They were navy blue suits. But the first ever encounter happened in June of 1947, and it happened to a man by the name of Harold Dahl. He was out and he saw 6 gigantic objects in the sky, and he described them as donut-shaped objects, and there were 6 of them just flying above him. So as he is seeing these 6 donut-shaped objects in the sky, one of them falls down, and the debris injured his son and killed his dog. He then started taking pictures of the debris, and these pictures were then fogged over with the men in black saying, "Do not talk about this experience, what just happened." Oh my god, my camera just said 4:44. So, moving on to the next reported incident. This happened in 1967 to a man named Robert Richardson, and he was just driving at nighttime and he collided with a UFO. Like he collided with one on the road, and as he crashed into it, it disappeared. It was like it was never there, but he remembers clearly, no, I was driving, I crashed into a UFO just on the road. It collided into me, and then it disappeared when that happened. So he got out of his car and he saw there was a piece of metal on the road, so he decided to take that with him because he believes that was a part of the UFO. 1 week later, after this incident, he was encountered by 2 men in black suits. And these 2 men were asking for that piece of metal. They wanted it. They did not want him to have that. So he had no idea how the heck these random 2 men in black suits, how did they even know about this incident? How did they even know that he had a piece of metal from this accident? Now moving on to the 3rd encounter, which actually happened the following year in 1968. This happened to a man named Jack Robinson. Him and his wife, okay, so he was a UFO researcher. Like, he was all about the UFO life and just, you know, researching it. And for 3 days, him and his wife would look outside of their apartment, and there would be a man across the street wearing black and just staring at them. And he did this for 3 days straight, and it terrorized them. I mean, hello, that is like the scariest thing ever. Like, why are you just staring at me and not moving? Now moving on to the 3rd reported encounter that happened in September of 1976. So there was a doctor that was studying a UFO incident when he then got a phone call from a man claiming to be a representative of a UFO organization. The man asked him if he was alone and if they could review research. So the doctor then agreed, and right when he hung up his phone, he looked outside and he noticed there was already a man in black already outside his house, walking up to his door. He was bald, he had no eyelashes, no eyebrows, he had very smooth skin like a doll, red lips, and his voice was very monotone, and it sounded like a machine. So this experience is getting more into the supernatural, paranormal way that these men in black can be seen. So like I said, most of the time they are actually living men, but there have been experiences when they just do not seem human and they're almost very robotic or alien-like. And the man that came up to his door and was talking to him in that robotic, monotone voice, he sounded completely different from the man that he talked to on the phone. And the fact that he literally just hung up the phone, he looks outside and there's already a man in black approaching him. Like that, I think that is so creepy. So as he's face to face with him, this robotic, dull, skin-like man with ruby red lips and no eyelashes, no eyebrows, asked him to take out a coin. So the doctor takes out a penny and he's like, "Watch that coin." Well, I don't know how he said it. No, he said it in a monotone voice. I can't really be monotone. "Watch that coin. Watch that coin." I don't know, that's my best way of being monotone because I'm not monotone. But he told him to watch the coin. So he looked down at the coin and it started turning this silverish color, then it went blue, and then it got really foggy and blurry, and it eventually disappeared. He then told him to destroy all of his research. So he didn't want to review research together, the man on the phone, because this man that came to him in person, like I said, are like two totally different people, but the man in person was not acting like a human. But he told him, destroy your research. Destroy your research. Destroy your research. I don't know, I'm trying so hard to be monotone. Destroy your research. That's what he said to him. Now, this next encounter happened to someone very familiar, someone that you may know, Dan Aykroyd. Yes, this happened in January of 2002. So Dan Aykroyd sold a TV show called Out There to the Sci-Fi Network, which of course is all about aliens. And in the middle of filming the show, Dan stepped outside to have a break, and he saw this black Ford sedan appear across the street, and a large man in a black suit got out and gave him a dirty look. Dan noticed him right away, but as soon as he looked away for a second, he literally looked away for 1 second, he looked back, this man was gone. The black car was gone. 2 hours later, the producers of the show told Dan that the show was canceled. They gotta stop filming. Like, I'm sorry, but we need to stop filming, and this show is not going to air. It is canceled. None of these episodes are going to air. 2 hours after seeing this man across the street giving him a dirty look. So, I mean, it's very, very strange. But like I said, you know, they go after whether you've experienced an actual UFO or seen something and maybe you're about to tell somebody, or you were in deep research. But for Dan Aykroyd, he was filming a TV show about it all. And I guess they were just gonna dive deep into aliens and stuff, and maybe the MIB, if that was really a man from the Men in Black, didn't want this to happen and just gave him a dirty look. And I guess maybe he called the producers and was like, yo, you need to, or maybe he didn't say yo, monotone voice or something, cancel the show. And then the producers had to tell him, like, I'm sorry. There was like no real reason why, just we have to unfortunately not film anymore, and it's canceled, and the show was picked up by Sci-Fi, so it's very strange. Now, we are getting into actual footage of the Men in Black, caught on camera. I'm really excited about this. I've already seen it. It is so creepy, so get ready. So this next encounter with the MIB happened on October 14th in 2008. This happened at a hotel near Niagara Falls to a hotel manager and a security guard that reported seeing a large triangular UFO outside the hotel. 2 weeks later, these two men in black showed up, and here is the actual footage. They were looking for the manager, by the way. So, viewers beware. You were in for a scare, because this is like, what the heck? Have fun. Men actually the Men in Black? There's something so eerie about that footage. Just the way they're walking, they look identical, but apparently the hotel staff were absolutely traumatized by these two men walking in. They were described as identical. Super pale skin, like doll-like skin, no eyelashes, no eyebrows, very monotone. So they were kind of aiming more towards the supernatural, paranormal side of the MIB, like in that other incident. And one of the staff members felt as if these two men knew exactly what she was thinking. Like they could just look into her mind, like boom, you know, not even try to focus. They just knew what she was thinking. So these two men definitely traumatized the staff, and they were there looking for the manager. They were asking for the manager who witnessed this triangular UFO outside of the hotel 2 weeks prior. And luckily, the manager wasn't even there. I think that footage is so freaking eerie, so let me know your thoughts down below. And those are all the experiences of the Men in Black. So maybe I was part of it. So 1998 is when I had my experience. I mean, I don't know. I think it's very interesting, the theories and everything and what you guys had to say. I don't know what that was. Like, I wish I could go back in time and just film it. You know what I mean? Just be like a time traveler and just go back and film it and then like bring it back and show you guys. But I don't know what their intentions were. And it freaks me out when I think of it. The thing that freaks me out is the picture, because I still don't know if it was imaginary, like if it was pretend, like they were pretending to take a picture, or if they actually did. And if they did take that picture of me, I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it is today. Hopefully it's been thrown out somewhere, like I don't know. And that is what freaks me out the most. Were they going to kidnap us? I don't know. I think there's a strong possibility. Like I said, we were all super young. I was 8 years old. My brother Jonathan was 6. You know, we were all around the same age. So it's, you know, a lot of you guys were like, oh my God, you should gather all your childhood friends and have them in a video and talk about it. That would be great. That actually would be such a good video. Hearing these other encounters are so eerie, and how it's kind of similar to what I experienced, but it just, I don't know. The men that I saw, I would say they were in their mid-30s, navy blue suits, like I said, but they had briefcases and they did have glasses. But I don't recall them talking about aliens or being like, don't tell anybody this or don't do this. I don't remember that. I don't remember them trying to lure us anywhere, but they were trying to convince us, like I said in my video, that they knew like Santa Claus, they had connections, and the Men in Black are always trying to tell you they are a part of an organization, and they refer to each other not by name but more by numbers. But I don't remember if they even said their names or numbers or anything like that. We never told anybody, like none of my friends. We never told our parents. Oh, my ring almost flew off. We never told anybody. The first time I ever actually talked about it is with you guys filming it. I haven't talked about it. And I think after the incident happened, like with my friends and I, we never talked about it amongst each other. We just kind of forgot about it. I don't think it freaked us out. It was weird, and at the time I remember having feelings like, okay, this isn't really right, but I wasn't traumatized by it. But looking back as an adult, I see that it was so eerie and wrong and gross. It makes me feel gross when I think about it. The picture part is what makes me feel gross, but just the fact, you know, approaching young kids, and I don't know. It's just a very weird thing. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and there's going to be a part 3, and I think you guys know what that's gonna be. We're going back to the woods. Exactly where it happened. Giving you guys the full tour, because that's what I do. I give tours on my channel. I'm just a weird person, but that's what we're gonna do. So maybe we'll see them again. Girl, stay tuned. It's coming up. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts down below. Make sure you are subscribed if you haven't subscribed yet. So I'll see you in the next one. And remember, the good guys dressed in black. Remember that. Just in case we ever are face to face and make contact. Title held by me, MIB. It's what you think you saw, you did not see.